Hi everybody, my name is Maria and this is my first YouTube video. I'm going to be talking about going to festivals and raving with chronic illness. I kind of look like this right now because I'm actually testing out makeup products for festivals currently. It's really just for my personal knowledge, but if you guys be interested in seeing my thoughts about the products on my face or about affordable makeup products in general, let me know. So where am I on the chronic illness spectrum? I have brittle type 1 diabetes, which means that it's kind of hard to handle. And I also have anxiety that is really triggered by my diabetes that results in panic attacks. So that's my baseline. Who am I in the rave? I hate to say rave, in the festival and EDM show universe. I have been going to shows for only about 9 months, but I've been to a lot. And really what I want to bring to this video is not my expertise in that area, it's really my expertise in the chronic illness area. Right now I just want to give 3 big tips from myself on how to start going to festivals and start going to shows with chronic illness because it can be really scary. And I think it's unnecessarily scary. I was scared for a very long time. Tip 0 is that I'm not a doctor by any means. The only experience I have is my own personal experience and my own experience going and traveling. Obviously, consult your doctor, consult whoever you deal with to deal with your chronic illness before you do anything like this. You really should consult them before you try any new activity. At least that's been my experience with my illness. So my first tip is to not be afraid to find kind of a trip buddy to go with you. This is the biggest thing for me because I have brittle diabetes, which means it gets triggered by heat, by cold, by any kind of activity, by hormones, by stress, by happiness, by sadness, by sex, by literally everything. So this was huge for me. In fact, until I was 18 and when I was still living with my parents, I actually had a travel buddy that my parents wouldn't let me go anywhere by myself, literally anywhere, even to, let's say, a friend's sleepover. It was just kind of where I was health-wise at that point. So when I was an adult, I was very nervous about traveling by myself. I never thought I'd be able to do anything like a festival. And when finding your travel buddy, it's really important to find somebody who understands you, who understands your triggers, understands your health problems, understands how to specifically help you in a time of crisis, or help you just in the help that you need going to these festivals with a chronic illness. The biggest thing being someone who isn't afraid to take action and who knows how to take action to save my life, because that step has been necessary in the past. I'm working on it not having to be necessary in the future by being safe and being healthy and indulging in good habits. But it's really important to find someone who's tailored to you, not just a random person who's also going to the festival. And a quick little aside on how I found kind of my festival buddy. I found them online on FetLife. So we have similar interests, so that's good. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, we met on FetLife and we had all this stuff in common and we met, and then it turns out that they have a brother who has type 1 diabetes, so they really kind of came into this friendship and relationship with all of this knowledge already about the disease. So that was really wonderful. And then it turns out that they were a fucking rave veteran. They've been doing it for like 10 years. So that was wonderful and awesome. They had all this knowledge and it really was just a perfect fit for me, someone who had never been to a festival before, someone who really had this desire to go, but had this fear. And I understand that my fear may be irrational, but it's very closely linked to my panic attacks. So dealing with that fear is key to enjoying myself, because just because a fear is irrational doesn't mean that it does not exist, if that makes sense. The only thing with me finding my festival buddy was that I could have found them a lot sooner if I had sought it out sooner. I found them when I was 24 years old. I'm sure that you could find someone much sooner if you seek it out. You know, the festival community and the music community is so helpful and wonderful. I'm sure there are people that want to help you. The second option on finding a festival buddy is to educate someone who already exists in your own life. Maybe you have a friend or a relationship or someone in your family, or you know someone online who you guys really want to travel together and do these things together, but they really don't have any idea how to take care of you, but they have this desire to. That's really all it takes. And then all it takes is you being willing to put in the work to educate them on how to help you, how they specifically can support you and your life and your body and your needs to have a great time. And that's kind of what this all is about. And I know it's hard to ask for help. I hate asking for help. I don't like it. I like to think I'm very independent, but the reality is at this point in my life, I'm not super independent, just health-wise, and that's okay. The second huge tip for going to festivals, if you have any kind of medical condition, is to know your limits and know that it's okay to not do what everybody else is doing. This is actually a common tip that I see people talk about in general, where do your own thing. But if you start to feel overwhelmed, or you know that you're about to have kind of a low, in your health, whether it's mental or physical, or you know that at this time of the day you experience a lot of pain, don't be afraid to just not remove yourself from the situation, but what I like to do is find somewhere that's playing maybe something really chill and just kind of sit in the grass, so you're not removed from the experience, you're still enjoying yourself, but you've taken yourself out of a potentially dangerous situation. And that is kind of why I don't like going to festivals in large groups. I like just going with my one person, because I don't have to ruin everyone else's plans when I need a moment to regroup. It's really important to recognize that in yourself and to know that it's okay. Wouldn't you rather rest or go to the med tent and sit for, even if it's a few hours, rather than have an episode, have something bad happen, put too much strain on your body, and maybe potentially even have to leave and go home or be taken to the hospital? Don't be embarrassed. I was embarrassed for a very long time. I used to hide my illness and hide what I was doing, and now I'm pretty open about it, and I find that it makes people more comfortable in helping me. So know your limits, recognize them before you go to the festival, and give yourself ways with how you're going to deal with your limits when they approach you at the festival. It's all about planning ahead. My third and final, and probably one of the hardest things that I've had to do, is advocate. Advocate for yourself. Especially when you're going through security, you're probably going to have medications, maybe a mobility device, maybe a beeper, a lot of things that not look sketchy, but that security, as wonderful as they are not educated in knowing what they are or why you need them, or that maybe they shouldn't touch these things. My things kind of used to get pawed through all the time, and now I kind of hold it back and say, hey, this is this. I can open it for you and show you everything. I can't have you touch that. It needs to remain sterile. It needs to be clean, things like that. What's really helpful is going in with kind of a pre-prepared speech, because at these festivals and stuff, a lot of people, you know, are drunk, having a great time. So security is kind of used to dealing with hysterical people. It's best if you go in with, you know, 3 or 4 points that you have, a kind of a pre-rehearsed speech, so you know what you're gonna say, know what the red flags are gonna be in the items that you're bringing in or on your own person. I used to have a device that would beep whenever I would go through a metal detector, and that caused a lot of problems, and I had kind of a spiel that I had about that. If you're able to have a medical bracelet, that helps sometimes. I mean, it's easy for anyone to get a medical bracelet, but it gives you a little bit of validity. Don't be afraid to give a little pushback to security or to anybody who maybe doesn't fully understand. And keep in mind, they are just trying to keep everyone safe. They are trying to run, you know, a festival that has a lot of people, and you are not a problem. You are just something unique and different. And you have to know how to take care of yourself and how to tell other people, this is how I'm taking care of myself, and this is going to be acceptable right now. You kind of have to go in with a firm stance. I kind of have, when I do that, I have like my teacher mom voice, where this is what's happening, you're going to be okay with it, blah, blah, blah. It can sound condescending, but I would rather be that condescending bitch for 3 or 4 minutes than risk my health. Those are my 3 overriding tips on how to do these kind of overwhelming things with chronic illness. Obviously, I only have experience in a few illnesses myself, but I hope that seeing this and seeing how I've overcome my difficulties can help you not be scared. I was scared for a really long time. I unfortunately waited until I was 24 to go to my first concert ever. I was just so scared because I have had bad experiences, and I can make videos about my bad experiences if you would like, and how I got over them in the moment and how I've got over them mentally since then. I can also make videos about literally anything surrounding this topic. I've been dealing with traveling and chronic illness for about 13 years now, and I've come across a lot. I'm by no means the most experienced, but I have thoughts and I have things to say. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Leave a comment down below if you have any experience going to festivals and going to concerts. I hate saying, a little aside, I hate saying rave because I've seen so many people, especially like Europeans, diss the American rave. And that's not a topic I really want to go into right now, but I'll just stick to calling it festivals and EDM shows, whatever. You all know what I mean. Leave a comment down below about your experience. Leave a comment if you have any other video you desire to see, and subscribe if you want to see more content. I'll be doing non-chronic illness related festival content. I really enjoy fashion and makeup and things like that. Have a great day, guys.